Hey y'all, it's me coming today with the pillow talk, and I just want to ask you all, do y'all believe in fasting and praying? Well, I do. I believe in fasting and praying. If you've been following my videos for any amount of time, you know that I'm a Christian, but that means so many different things nowadays, you know, being a Christian. But I'm a Christian who believes in spiritual warfare. And I believe that God would have us to live victoriously here on this earth. So that requires a discipline, a level of discipline that many who profess to be Christians either feel like it's not required anymore, or they feel it's unnecessary because they feel like they have a relationship with God and that's all that they need, which is okay if that's okay. But for me in my house, for me personally, I have learned that different levels of situations require varying degrees of prayer. Okay? So, right now I am engaged in this fasting. But my fast is not a full water fast or nothing at all fast. Right now I'm doing liquids and eating in the evening. And then in my mind, I'm planning to move into a more full fast of only liquids. And then I may try one day or a few days to see how my body will adjust with just a total fast. There are lots of different ways you can fast. You can do a vegetable fast, or where you just have like a vegetable soup, then it's very watered down. Like I know many people who do the cabbage and carrots, and they cook it like a watery soup, and they live on that during their fast. So the purpose of this fast and prayer time for me during the summer, I'm on summer vacation, and is for me personally very important throughout the year to fast and pray, but also for guidance, for direction, for clarity, for insight. Fasting and praying is powerful. It's a spiritual discipline that moves you beyond the physical realm and the natural realm, and it takes you into the heavenly realm, to where this is what I believe and this is what I know from my experience, to where you can know things, okay? God will tell you things. And so you don't have to believe me. I mean, there are lots of Christians with this testimony that through fasting and praying that they were given insight, just like in the book of Daniel. Daniel, who was a prophet, or who was like, just, I don't even know how to find Daniel. Like, wait, hold on. I know it's somewhere around Ezekiel, and there it is. Hey, boom, Daniel. Okay. So in the book of Daniel, Daniel was given insight. He was one of the advisors to the king Nebuchadnezzar, and during that time, the advisors were warlocks or witches or whatever you want to call them. They would use their supernatural power to do miraculous deeds for the king. They would give the king advice. They would provide him wisdom, and many times they would get their insight from the dark side. But Daniel would get his insight from the light, from God, from the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so, but he would fast and pray. And when the king Nebuchadnezzar had this dream about these beasts or something that really horrified him, he would not tell Daniel the full dream. He wanted Daniel to interpret the dream. So Daniel had to get insight into what the dream was about, what disturbed the king, and then what it all meant. And Daniel went into fasting and praying, and he fasted and prayed for 21 days for wisdom. And this is in Daniel, I think 2:14. It says, and Daniel was given the interpretation of he was given the dream, what it was, and what that big statue that the king saw with the feet of clay, it was iron mixed with clay or something. And he was given the interpretation of what it means. Here it is right here. And so Daniel told the king what the dream was about, what it meant, and an answer, a remedy. And so with that, Daniel was promoted. So the whole point of fasting and praying for Christians as a Christian discipline, it is to allow the Holy Spirit to channel. And I don't like that word, but in order for you to understand what I mean, that's the word I'm just going to use. But the Holy Spirit communicates with the Spirit in us, which is the Holy Spirit, so that we get insight and discernment about things that we otherwise would not know. And so right now, so the prayer points that I'm praying on right now, well, I mean, you know, there are lots of them. Like right now I'm doing foundational troubles. So these are called inherited battles that surpass the strength of the victim. They're inherited from maybe your family line, your grandparents, your relatives. And these are problems rooted in faultiness, faulty teaching, faulty habits, faulty discipline, or a polluted foundation in your upbringing, or in a family belief system that, or it could be a cultural belief system, or whatever the belief system is, but it is faulty. It prevents you from being at your highest for the Lord. It interrupts your effectiveness, and it prevents you from achieving the full victory in your life. And so if you don't deal with these, then these foundational troubles can cut your life short. They can interrupt your progress in your destiny. You know, you've got to, you know, like, I could name a lot. I could go down and like a list and name you different types of foundational. And I have notes here if you're wondering what these are. I have notes. I have my Bible. And so there are lots of foundational problems that we deal with. Some of them can be as benign as, like, you know, your parents were too strict, or your parents didn't have any structure in the home, or your relatives had a belief that was I don't know. There are lots of things that they had beliefs that held them back from achieving, or they had low self-esteem, or they were haughty, or they felt entitled. I mean, these are on the opposite extremes of the spectrum of life. But, you know, or maybe your people just had a belief that average, don't even try to do more, just do the status quo. But you want to excel and be great in your destiny. So these are all foundational beliefs that we can be delivered from, and receive insight into how to deal with them, how to break free, how to have victory, how to move forward, how to produce effectiveness in our lives, how to help other people produce effectiveness in their lives. But they all come through fasting and praying and deep prayers, because deep troubles require deep prayers. Okay, so that's what this pillow talk is about tonight, and I hope it was a blessing to you. And join me for the other one. I don't know when it will be, but keep looking out. All right, thanks. Bye.